Hey guys, it is Slashback Saturday again, and the theme that Joe the Horror Man has set for this week is titled 70s Slashers. And the film I've chosen to review this week is named Silent Scream. Now, this film was released back in 1979. Excuse me. And this film stars Rebecca Balding, and she plays a young college student who's waited way too long to get housing for the semester. So she searches around town, having no luck for most part, until she finds this seaside manor. And this place is being run by a mother and son. And there's three other people also staying there, three other college students. But unfortunately, the mother and son have dark secrets, which turn out to be fatal. And that's as far as I can get into the plot of this one without giving too much away. Now I want to talk about the production a little bit. The cool thing about this film is that since it was released right in between Halloween and Friday the 13th, it doesn't really have any of the tropes that you'd normally associate with a horror film or a slasher film of that era. And I think had this film been produced a couple of years later, it would have been a much different film. Because of this, too, the kills aren't as gory as they probably should have been, but it's still like a decent film. Now, this film had a fair bit of production problems as well. I guess this film was really originally started in 1977, and when they were finally finished, the producers pretty much they looked at the footage and they deemed that the film was unwatchable. So they went back and they recasted some of the actors and shot again. And then when they finished, they went back and reshot again and brought in bigger name actors for some of the roles. Um, I think they changed the mother and son characters, which are played by Yvonne DiCarlo and Brad Reardon. Now, Brad Reardon, I didn't really see him in anything else, but he actually had a cameo in the first Terminator movie. He was one of the punks with I can't think of the names now. Bill Paxton, and I can't think of the other guy's name. But he was one of the punk guys in the scene. And in this film, he's kind of really nebbish and nerdy looking. He's not that big. He must have really grew up since then because he was a lot tougher looking in the Terminator movie. And then we have Cameron Mitchell and Avery Schreiber. They played police detectives, and that's an interesting thing as well about this film because after the first kill in this film, the police do show up and they start investigating. Where normally you don't get that in slasher movies. They normally show up at the end of the film, if at all. And another thing too, I guess they had changed the lead actress, and the original actress was named Susan Backlini. Now I didn't know who she was, but I looked her up, and she was the first shark victim in Jaws, and then she kind of did a parody version of the role in Steven Spielberg's 1941. I didn't realize it was the same actress doing the swimming in both scenes and that. So she was the original star, and a lot. The film was reshot, and most of the people were let go, but a scene that she had still remained in the film, and it actually ended up being a film within the film. Now the one character played by Brad Reardon, he goes by the name Mason. He's watching TV, and while he's watching TV, he's watching a rape scene, and that rape scene was basically a scene that was supposed to take place in the film. So I get the impression that the original film was a lot grittier than what they ended up with. Um, I think it's kind of interesting. This film is actually closer to Psycho than Friday the 13th. Like, even the way the house is structured, like the house is on top of the hill and the beach is at the bottom of the hill. So you kind of look up at the house. Um, and the way the mother son relationship is kind of not normal as well. And there's a reason for that, which you find out towards the end of the film. I guess when they brought in the bigger name actors, uh, I think they changed some stuff up because this film pretty much plays, for the most part, like a mystery. But an hour into the film, they reveal who the killer is, which I thought was kind of odd. But when I saw who the killer was, it made perfect sense why they did that. But I still think that actor's name should have been removed from the opening credits and then put in at the end, so be more of a surprise, because when you watch the film you realize you hadn't seen a certain person yet until later in the film. Now, one of the kill scenes too also is very reminiscent of the Psycho shower scene murder, but it's not in the shower, which made it kind of awkward. Um, I guess that's it, guys. I guess it's my review for Silent Scream. I did enjoy this one, although it didn't really feel much like a slasher film. And one more thing I'll say is the one thing that I found refreshing about the film is that the would-be final girl is allowed to have sex and not die, which normally is a big no-no in these type of films. Alright guys, as always, I'll put a link to Joe's review in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you all later.